Good morning, everybody. How are you today? My name's Eva. I'm the director of the Scottish Yarn Festival and the Scottish Show Producers Showcase. The former of those two events will be taking place again in Perth on the 9th and 10th of September. And tickets for that event are also on sale right now from the Scottish Yarn Festival website. At the moment, the theme for all these lives is just having wee chats with some of the vendors that will be with us this year. And today, all being well, fingers crossed, because it's their first time going live ever and they are in a very rural location. The screen's wanting to do something. Here we go. Ta-da! Is that?
That worked.
There we go. So how are you today?
Well, from a slightly damp and thundery Benbecula, but it's very warm actually. It's uncanny. It's a little bit like monsoon weather, but it's just, it's summer in Scotland. Summer in the Hebrides, take what you get.
It's much the same here. I've just had to open the front window there and I'm going, I hope the neighbour doesn't start getting the lawnmower or whatever, but you just got to kind of roll with kind of the situation you're put under, don't you? So here we go. We've got lots of people joining us, which is lovely, but we will save this live onto the grid so people missing the beginning can catch it later on or watch it on our YouTube channel. But for those people who are maybe coming in from our side rather than yours, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Uist Wool and what you do?
So I'm Diana. I'm a volunteer director at Uist Wool, and we run a small spinning mill on the Isle of Guernsey up on the edge of Hebrides. We've been around since about 2013. There's just the four of us, so it's quite a small enterprise, but we focus on using undyed wool and fibre within our yarns, and we use, we handle it right from basically the back of the sheep all the way through to sending it out the door to customers. So I suppose because we've kind of that vertical model or something it's called in terms of business, where you're taking something from the absolute beginning and bringing it right through to the very end. So with our yarns, we mostly do knitting yarns. We do some weaving yarn as well. And within our knitting yarn, we have the range from sort of a little lace weight right up to chunky. So we've got quite a diverse range within a small collection, really, but I suppose we just take a little bit more care and attention. And we try to design a yarn that's like got the characteristic of the sheep, unapologetic in some cases, where the wool is crisp. We've designed a yarn that's really going to showcase that character of the wool. So, I'm really, really looking forward to coming down to Perth. It's been it'll be our first proper kind of event since before COVID period. So, we're just dipping a toe in the mainland, which seems so exotic to us. We don't get a chance to sort of come down very often, but we thought definitely it was time. It's time to get back out there.
Definitely, because I'm trying to think when we last had you. I don't think we had you in 2019 when we were still part of the Festival of Yarn. I think it was 2018 was the last time that we saw you. So it feels like forever.
Yeah, I know it's my colleague Hazel who went down. So we've got a few new things since then. So I'm hoping we'll have something different to offer people this time round. But for me, it's a chance to see everybody else's as well. Because, reading off a screen or seeing Instagram, that's all fine and good. But getting in, getting your hands on and seeing the colour and seeing the natural fibre, chatting to people, that's me, what energizes me, to be quite honest, is getting to talk to people about wool. And I can talk about wool till the cows come home.
Well, you're coming to the right place then, definitely. So we're theming these lives, just with the wee vendor chats, and what we're asking all the vendors that come on is to show us 3 things that people should not miss from your stall. So what do you have to show us?
Well, I picked,
I mean, how do you choose 3?
it's
But
something for you, which is your favourite grandchild. Well, anyway, I've had to do a rough pick, and I just went and I just got a bit of diverse. So what we're spinning at the moment, I thought, right, that's going to be really hot off the press. So I don't know if you can see it in my darkened room here, but this is our Hebridean, 100% Hebridean Calma, and it's really one of our best sellers, I have to say. It's dark, it's deep chocolate brown. It's got we've spent a bit more time grading the Hebridean now. So what you get in the yarn is really that pure black chocolate deep colour that the Hebrideans are so sort of recognised as being that little black sheep you see in the landscape. We still use the grey, the older Hebs, but we use it in blends that require, that a mid-tone grey. So it's really deep and dark, and we just think it matches. Even if you're looking for a colour pop with it, or another natural yarn, it's a really good base, like a main colour for like a main sweater, because a dark sweater doesn't show the dirt. So that's why probably this is a bestseller for us. Maybe going to the other end slightly of the scale, the Arcana range, which is the Scottish Beaumont. Again, it's been consistently popular yarn. I'll show it there. This is one of 6, and it's Osna, which is the Gaelic for sigh. So it's like a sigh. And this is it's just an off, kind of warm grey, got a nice little speckle in it. I should be holding this more prominently to the camera so you can see it, so you can focus in on that lovely little dark flake. And that's really
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's really what the Beaumonts are about. You've got that little nettiness that happens kind of through our machinery, because it's got that. We don't, when you're carding, some carding sets will absolutely even out every tone in the wool, and that's fine. But because we just have two sets in our carder, 2 sets of drums, it doesn't really kind of blend. It blends it fine enough for us, but you end up with these lovely little naps, what we call naps, in the yarn, and it's just lovely. It's soft, it's lovely, and stop saying lovely, Dana. Anyway, it's like how do I say? For people who've made it a sensitivity towards Scottish wools, this one is a softer one really, and it comes from one farm in Aberdeenshire. I'm very open about that. Not all of the wool we process is from the immediate area in Uist, because we don't do any dyeing. We have to go a little bit further afield for the coloured breeds. So this one farm is a lovely couple who have this flock, and they've got some lovely coloured Scottish Beaumont in that flock. Some Scottish Beaumont flocks are pure white, which is equally lovely. But because they've got the colour, that Shetland gene has come through in their flock, and it gives us enough to blend a tonal range with. So the Cana, definitely a bestseller. And finally,
because the Beaumont is one of the sort of original Scottish breeds, or sort of like crossbreeds, but it's not something that you come across often blended into wool at all.
I mean, it was kind of developed really to create a sheep that would be hardy enough to survive within the Scottish climate, but also give a soft wool that may then allow it to be sort of processed, more widely. So there are a few flocks in the UK. So as I say, we're very lucky to get access to this one in Aberdeenshire. So the final one, which I will produce just now, is one we're selling as a kit at the moment. We launched it earlier this year. The yarn is called Aster Hekla, and the pattern that we launched is a wrap pattern called Hekla, and we'll just hold that up. So it's it's a one skein project. So there's 850 meters in this one skein. It's we class it as a lace weight, and it's a lovely graduation from a light to dark. So that by the time you've finished your wrap on the long edge, you've got a lovely dark tone. But it's, as I say, for people who are just looking for a little project, and one that'll fit in the bag, nice and easy, this is the one to go for. And we're really excited about it because it's quite a unique graded yarn. And I've knitted 4 of these already, and got slightly addicted to the pattern, I have to say. So if I'm not knitting a hekla, my life isn't complete.
It's absolutely stunning. I mean, just those natural tones and the way that they graduate and complement one another. You do such a fabulous job. You really, really
well,
do.
That's very kind of you to say. I wish I could take all the credit, but I have some very talented engineers, Neil and Maddie, and our wool breeder, Fiona, who's really in charge of all things to begin with. It's all part of the same unit. So I may be the public face, but absolutely, I'm very lucky with the people who are working with me that are incredibly skilled and at all levels, at all stages of the production. They're checking everything, checking accuracy, checking everything's technically working. So we're producing some good yarn, and they are very, very thorough with that. So it's good to have engineers like that.
Yes. So you really shouldn't miss anything at your stall, to be honest. And I'm sure that you'll bring some of your beautiful woven blankets as well, because they're absolutely stunning. But obviously you get to do a little bit of shopping while you're at the festival as well. So who are you most excited to be seeing? Who's the stall that you don't want to miss?
It's only a weekend, so I'll have to be quick. I'll have to sort of target my shopping a little. I mean, I love colour. I know we do a lot for the natural blending, and that's Uist Wool's offering is all the natural tones, which I balance out. So I have to say, scrolling through the vendor list, I was seeing some very familiar names, and it's great to see other mills there, like from New Lanark and the Border Mill. So for me, as a small mill in Scotland, it's great to connect up with these other businesses that we just don't get a chance to do that. So it's an opportunity to see these folk as well. I think for personally putting my Uist Wool hat to one side, I just again purely on some of the images I've seen on the vendor list. Now, if I've got the pronunciation wrong, forgive me, but the Canny yarns, I thought just had some quite interesting dyed tonal blends going on there. Muffin the Squid, who I follow anyway, so I think I'm kind of interested in seeing some of their work. And also Wool Sheeps, again, purely because of the colour. And that's not to say that there's a tremendous bunch of talented dyers and or spinners there. And I'm going to have to really take a large bag with me. Luckily, I have a van, so if I sell a lot of what we make, then I'll be able to buy a lot more of what other people do for my own personal use. So it's a win-win as far as I'm concerned.
So you're going to need to take an extra suitcase.
So I have it all in the
Big van, yeah, you're sorted. It has been an absolute joy speaking with you this morning. Thank you so much for taking the time out, coming on, having a little chat. Thank you to everybody who's joined in. So if you're just joining in recently or just now, don't worry, you won't miss a little chat with Uist Wool. What I'm going to do is save it to our grid so you can go and watch again from the beginning, and we'll also save it onto our YouTube channel. Now, if you're watching and you can't make the festival, and we really do hope that you can come in person, or if you've seen some of the beautiful natural wools this morning and you cannot wait to get your hands on them, you can go online and shop directly from Uist Wool. If you do so, please do just take a moment and pop in a little customer note and say that you've watched this live today, or you've looked in the vendor list, and that's how you become aware of them if you weren't aware of them before, because it just helps us track sales. Not all the sales happen on the day at a festival, and it's really difficult to know for vendors sometimes, you know, just how successful getting involved with an event is. So if you can do that, it really, really does help just all of us, and it doesn't cost you anything apart from an extra couple of moments of your time. So we'll wrap it up there. Are you back to the mill this afternoon, or have you got the rest
No,
of the day
I'm
off?
doing childcare today. It's the school holidays, so my granny tag comes in handy. So I've got, yeah, so that's what I'm doing today.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'll hopefully be in touch again before we see you in September, but it'll be coming round really, really soon. If you haven't got your tickets yet, head onto the website. We really would advise that you get them ahead of time just to avoid disappointment. And
Okay,
see you all soon.
bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.